today's show, we craft some creative cocktails, meet the fantastic felines of TikTok, and discover astronaut training that's all fun and games. Plus,
ow, what the
preview the hottest new TV shows.
Welcome to Independence.
But first, how to stay happy when the weather is cold and gray. It's your life, it's your list, and it starts right now.
Hey everyone, I'm Christina Guerrero.
And I'm Jimmy Rhodes. Fall is here, and along with those cooler temps and shorter days comes seasonal affective disorder, and its very on-point acronym, SAD.
Yeah, for a lot of people, the winter blues are something they're resigned to, but guess what, guys? You can fight back.
Teresa Strasser has some healthful alternatives to help you defend against SAD, and that's our featured story at the top of the list.
Winter is coming, and for some folks, colder weather and shorter days mean it's time to get SAD, seasonal affective disorder.
Winter depression, which starts around later fall, early winter, and then remits in spring, summer when everything becomes lighter, sunnier.
Pharmacist Dr. Chandra Smallwood, author of Fighting Fear, says you can target your hormones and help fight off the winter blues with these tips. If you want to boost your warm and fuzzies, pump up your serotonin, the feel-good hormone.
Serotonin is a neurotransmitter. It regulates mood, circadian rhythm, sleep.
Start with Z's because a lack of sleep can increase cravings for junk food, which decreases serotonin production, and that is a major buzzkill.
Serotonin doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier, so in order to get to our brain to affect the mood, we have to eat amino acids that help to make these hormones.
She says the best way to step up serotonin production, eat more tryptophan.
It's in all proteins, turkey, eggs, nuts, soy.
You can speed up the process by combining proteins and complex carbs.
Because the complex carbs increases insulin, which helps the amino acids go into the muscles, which leaves tryptophan with a better fighting chance of getting to the brain to help make the serotonin make us feel better.
To balance things out, you also want to target GABA, the keep calm hormone.
Since seasonal affective disorder is a major depressive disorder, people that sometimes have depression may also have anxiety.
Like serotonin, you can eat certain foods to help boost this relaxing hormone,
such as citrus fruits, bananas, almonds, walnuts, different types of beans.
The brain-gut connection also influences GABA, but Dr. Smallwood says before you go for a gut full of GABA, make sure your probiotic vitamins are refrigerated.
40 to 50, 60% of the bacteria on the shelf are already dead, whereas in the refrigerator, they move slower, so they tend to stay alive longer.
To complete the SAD fighting trifecta, bump up the dopamine. That's the reward hormone.
Because the dopamine also does not cross the blood-brain barrier, we can use foods high in L-TYROSINE to help increase dopamine.
Like avocados, bananas, lean animal protein, and fermented foods.
Kimchi, kombucha, sauerkraut. People like those things. They're very, very helpful in keeping all that moving and going down there, which also really increases mood.
She also says to not forget your daily dose of sunshine and fun.
People need to stay active, be mindful, and you go out and be social.
Going from sad to glad is at the top of the list.
For those of us who've tried a Rubik's Cube, it's something we give up on pretty quickly, but we met an aspiring astronaut who doesn't want to just solve the cube. She wants to do it in zero gravity. That's just one of the extraordinary steps she's taking as she shoots for the stars. So let's meet Bailey Burns. 26-year-old aspiring astronaut Bailey Burns loves a challenge, especially when it comes to solving problems.
I will sit down with the Rubik's Cube and just solve it over and over again.
As a system engineer for Paragon Space Development in Tucson, Arizona, her mission is to become a NASA astronaut. And she says it all started in middle school with a Rubik's Cube.
It moves so well and twists and turns.
In 7th grade, my math teacher said, anyone who wants to learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube, come up to my classroom during lunch period.
After spending many lunches with her new hobby, she was hooked. Plus, she was learning.
In terms of engineering, 3D spatial awareness, specifically mechanical engineering, it's being able to visualize how this over here impacts what's going on over here.
Bailey says it gave her another priceless tool, confidence.
Being able to solve the Rubik's Cube is kind of something I could point to and be like, oh, but I can't do this. And so eventually that led me to like, oh, well, maybe I could do the engineering thing. So I ended up applying to an all-engineering school, and that's how I got into the space industry. I keep humans alive in space. So I do life support systems, which is oxygen, pressure control, CO2 removal, thermal control. We even turn your urine back into water. We do that thing. I didn't test that.
Bailey says no matter what goal you shoot for, you must have a mentor who excels in their field to help you on your journey.
You got this.
I got this. My mentor, Cyan Proctor, she went up to space almost a year ago. She went up with Inspiration 4.
Dr. Proctor is a commercial astronaut and scientist.
I want to encourage the next generation to dream that this is possible.
Bailey says she also looked back a generation to a space shuttle icon for inspiration, to astronaut Eileen Collins, the first female to command a shuttle mission.
That was a big deal because it was not just a woman in space, it was a woman leader in space. And I'm someone who I consider myself to be a leader.
Bailey's latest stop on her journey to space was proving she could hold her own in zero G.
I'm gonna go do this.
She was part of a team that was able to experience zero gravity, and she made it even more challenging.
I'll be solving Rubik's Cubes in zero G. Hopefully. There was so many distractions. I could feel my body moving and like, so hard to focus. My hands were doing different things. My arms were raising while I was trying to focus on this cube.
With her mentor at her side, her years of practice paid off.
It was so hard. I didn't think I could do it.
Navigating the twists and turns on a journey to space.
Well, Halloween is a little over a month away, but if you want to get a jump on that feeling of having the hair on the back of your neck stand on end, well, get ready to hit play on a new podcast called Yes, This Happened, where people tell their real-life horror stories.
The fear.
It wasn't like the house itself cracking, but the floorboards next to us cracking.
Yes, this happened.
What would you do if a Ouija board spelled out the word danger on its own? Or if you spotted a ghost in your home?
People are eager to tell their stories. If something happened to them and see that they can do it safely and nobody's gonna laugh and make fun of them.
Real life people are talking about spooky situations they've encountered in a new podcast called Yes, This Happened. We caught up with podcast creator Mario Gongora to hear some of his favorites. First up, a woman's frightening experience with a Ouija board.
She started playing with a Ouija board when she was a teenager with some friends, and then things started to happen to her in her house.
As I kind of woke up, I started hearing my door being pulled, kind of like as if someone was trying to open a door that was locked. But my door wasn't locked.
Another creepy story is called Encounter with a Chaneques. In Mexican folklore, these creatures are small, spirit-like beings who guard forests and animals.
It's told by a guy who's a veterinarian. He's a very serious guy, and he saw these little beings, elf-like or goblin-like, small, dark-skinned, big head, naked, and he saw them in his property near a lake, and he was, scared out of his mind.
And I heard like very faint laughs, like children laughing. So I screamed, like, "Who's there?" And there was a total, very heavy silence after that.
And finally, a story about the little house.
It's basically a tale of a newlywed couple that moves into a house and they start listening to voices, and it starts getting worse and worse as time passes by.
He shook me and he woke me up and he said, "We need to call the priest tomorrow." And I'm like, "Wait, what happened? What happened?" And he said, "I heard a very angry sigh coming from the specific corner of the house, which was typically very dark because it wouldn't get any natural light."
It's a first-person account every single time. It has cemented my belief that there has to be something else
You'll find Yes, This Happened on all of the podcast apps in English and in Spanish.
Being scared by my own show, even though I know what's going to happen, that's something that I quite enjoy.
A new horror story podcast to spook you this Halloween. Still to come on the list.
Ginger lemon remedy kombucha. This is awesome.
Let kombucha put a kick into your cocktails.
We're getting fancy.
And check out TikTok's Chonky Cat.
Are you my furry little Cheeto Puff?
Plus,
So, how long have you been dead?
the new show you can sink your teeth into.
Let the tale seduce you, just as I was seduced.
Next on the list.
Welcome back, and now the fall is here. If you're looking to unwind with a cocktail, hey, swap out those sugary mixers for something with some positive benefits.
Yes, Jackie Danker is pouring up a storm with 3 intoxicatingly delicious kombucha cocktails.
Instead of mixing our adult beverages with sodas that are packed with sugar, why not switch it up by using kombucha, aka fermented tea?
Kombucha has a ton of health benefits. My favorite with Remedy is there's no sugar. So not only do you limit the sugar intake, but it has live and active cultures that really support your gut health.
To learn 3 kombucha cocktails, we turned to expert mixologist at the sparkling kombucha company Remedy Drinks, Melina Mesa. Starting with the watermelon smash.
Step 1, this is gonna get a watermelon sugar on the rim.
Take a wine glass, prep with a lime around the rim, and dunk into watermelon sugar that you can grab online.
We're getting fancy. Step 2, we're gonna squeeze 2 limes inside.
Then in goes some fresh watermelon juice and your vodka of choice.
In goes the booze. Woo!
Then for the highlight of the drink, kombucha. You can use whatever kind you'd like, but we went with
Remedy Raspberry Lemonade.
Pour ice on top, garnish with watermelon, mint, and enjoy.
Oh my gosh, it's a crusher. I can crush a bunch of these. Cheers to that.
Next, we're mixing up the Go Tropo.
Yeah, we're going tropical. That's it. We don't need a beach, we just need a bar.
Start by pouring up some coconut water, followed by your rum of choice.
Done with the rum. Okay. Or we can keep adding. I think we'll keep it easy.
I don't know
with
why.
that.
I don't want to get rid of this bottle of rum in my hand.
Then in goes mango-flavored kombucha.
Mango is just, you can find it on the islands. It goes great with the coconut and the rum.
Top with ice, pineapple.
What's more tropical than pineapple?
Exactly.
An orchid for style points, and voila.
I'm on the beach now.
Last but not least, a cucumber mule.
The combination of ginger and cucumber have wonderful detox properties.
Start with some cucumber juice.
Instead of a classic mule with vodka, we're gonna go with a tequila round.
Wow, really mixing it up.
Dealer's choice on what kind, but we went with the Blanco tequila, and then
ginger lemon remedy kombucha. This is awesome.
Really wakes you up, doesn't it?
It does.
That ginger packs a
It has
punch.
that hint of spice in there.
Yes.
ice it down, garnish with candied ginger for a bit of sweetness.
And it's so pretty.
It is.
It'll sparkle in the sun.
On goes some cucumber and drink away.
Wow.
So good.
Yes. It's,
You know what I like to call it?
What?
Fizzin' delicious.
It is fizzin' delicious.
Yes.
Mixing things up by making kombucha cocktails.
Guys, this is the news that we've all been waiting for. A new study shows watching cat videos may not be a waste of time. In fact, this pastime can actually give you energy and make you happier. So get ready to enjoy life just a little bit more. Teresa Strasser has some TikTok cat stars to follow. Teresa.
Thank you. With over 9 million followers combined. Yes, you did hear that right. 9 million followers. These cat TikTok stars are keeping us entertained with the hard life that is being a cat. Coming in at number 1, meow_cash. Cash's username, Meow Cash, is very fitting because he is real chatty. But don't think he's the only star of his TikTok. Cash also shares the page with his children and his loving wife. Well, sometimes loving wife. At number 2, Walter the cat, also known by his human as the soul-staring floof wizard.
What are you doing, Walter? Did you just cast a spell on me? Is this because I didn't give you second breakfast?
I mean, the boy deserves a second breakfast. Just look at how cute he is.
Are you my little munchy munch slice of pumpkin pie furry little pants man? Yes, you are.
And besides his love of food, his other hobbies include bird watching.
He takes his bird watching very seriously. This isn't just a hobby for him, it's a way of life.
I think we can all agree Walter is living his best cat life with the most loving human.
I wouldn't trade you for anything in the whole wide world.
Oh my gosh, so sweet. And last on our cat TikTok stars list, Keith the cat cow. Keith is a rescue cat who grew into an enormous chonk with an even bigger personality. Well, maybe when he hasn't just played with his catnip. However, Keith is always keeping us laughing.
Let's go get our skates. Wait for me, I got little legs.
And inspiring us to stay healthy with some leg day exercises. Bro, you cannot skip leg day, even if you do have 9 lives. And those were a few cat TikTok stars that we think you should be following. Lots more to come on the list. Stay right here.
Welcome back, and on today's watch list, get ready for an entertainment avalanche. From a TV adaptation of Interview with a Vampire to an adult animation show by musician and actor Kid Cudi, Hadi D. Jamal is rounding up some of the exciting shows heading our way in the coming weeks.
Television's signature season is offering a bounty of exciting new shows.
This fall has already been huge for TV, both on streaming and broadcast, and with the broadcast networks back in full force, there's going to be even more stuff to watch.
Talking about these new shows and what to expect is managing editor for Decider.com, Alexander Zalman. Starting with Intergalactic.
Bro, love is the easiest thing in the world when it happens by accident, but it doesn't get real until you do it on purpose.
This is not an animated series that you're going to want to watch with the whole family. It is an adult animated series that is weird and interesting.
Ow! What the f?
Created by musician and actor Kid Cudi, Intergalactic boasts an amazing cast, including Timothée Chalamet, Vanessa Hudgens, and Macaulay Culkin.
One name you might want to know that is behind Intergalactic is Kenya Barris. Kenya Barris is the creator of Blackish, as well as the entire Blackish franchise.
Damn it, it's the only thing that'll save us all.
Intergalactic releases this Friday on Netflix. Up next, Interview with the Vampire.
So, how long have you been dead?
This is a tight, taut, forward-thinking adaptation that plays with the different races of the vampires, different sexualities of the vampires, and this is, without a doubt, going to be your next TV obsession.
Let the tale seduce you, just as I was seduced.
Like the 1994 blockbuster, this series is also based on the novel of the same name by Anne Rice.
If you're looking not just for a horror franchise, but a really well-filmed and structured horror franchise, Interview with the Vampire is one you're not going to want to miss.
Ready to begin the adventure of our lives, my companions in immortality.
This series is set to premiere on AMC and AMC Plus this Sunday. And finally, Walker Independence.
You know, people here, they're all running from something.
This is your TV soap opera with some Western tropes.
Set in the late 1800s, this origin story follows Abby Walker, the ancestor of Jared Padalecki's Cordell Walker, as she journeys out west.
People aren't what they seem.
So there's love triangles, there's the murder mystery, there's dancing girls, there's basically everything you would want out of a Western soap.
Welcome to Independence.
Paired with its parent series in a Thursday time slot, Walker Independence premieres on The CW October 6th. New television series heading our way on the watch list. We'll be right back.
It's your life, it's your list. We're celebrating National Hispanic Heritage Month. Go to thelisttv.com to learn more.
It's time for what's last on our list, and KG, I don't mean to cause a panic, but it's time to panic.
Oh, geez. Recession, disease, climate disaster, which is it?
Worse, America is experiencing a beer shortage.
Well, Jimmy, you know I'm not drinking anymore.
And your willingness to sacrifice yourself for the greater good of the beer drinking public is noted, KG.
You're welcome. But yes, I did hear about this, and the culprit is a shortage of carbon dioxide, which is weird because I thought we had too much carbon dioxide, and that's what's causing climate change.
Okay, so how about if we pull some CO2 out of the atmosphere and put it into beer? That way I'd be helping to save the planet while enjoying a tasty beverage.
Real patriot over here. It gets weirder though, folks. Okay, so apparently the bubbles in our beer come from a place called the Dome in Mississippi, which is actually an extinct volcano that produces carbon dioxide.
Okay, and if you don't believe us, you can actually Google this, and can I just say how cool it is that the bubbles in our beer have been coming from an extinct volcano. It's like getting my superpower from the center of the earth.
All right. Slow down there, buddy. You drink Pabst Blue Ribbon, so what's your superpower? You can belch the alphabet?
That's actually harder to do than you think. So some of the larger scale beer manufacturers, they're actually capturing carbon dioxide from the manufacturing process and repurposing that for carbonation. And others say they're just going to switch to nitrogen.
All right, but in the meantime, folks, there's going to be less beer shipping, and that means it's probably going to be more expensive.
And that just means I'm going to have to buy less food.
Right, less food. Very adaptable of you, Jimmy. And that's what's last on our list, friends. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Tomorrow on the list, how to avoid a boring breakfast.
Woo! Look at that!
And what a medium can tell us about the afterlife.
People don't know what to look for.
Plus,
Yes, Salem, we're back!
see who's coming back this Halloween.
Stop! I am a good zombie!
That's tomorrow here on the list.